Today, cloud technology and Internet of Things have been a crucial part in modern life. Where to learn and how to master our skill is the central question. Our channel is created to share the knowledge and support learning with Google Cloud technology and certification examination, and so much more. As promised, today I would like to walk you through the use case EHR Healthcare. This use case is completely new and got published by Google on the 1st of May 2021. So I believe it's also new to you as well, who also try to get the architect certification. So let us start now with the problem statement. The problem here is shared with all the use case. The use case is really long and on high level, making it difficult to understand and remember. So even though you might have read it and prepared for that, but still there are chances that you will have some difficulty during the exam. Second, there is no time during the exam to read and analyze the description and try to find other answers from there. Remember that you have only 2 hours with 50 long questions, so you might be punished and thinking, oh my god, I'm failing. So let us start to prepare this use case with you. So what do we do? In this video, we will help you to understand and remember the use case by modeling the diagram. So with the architect diagram visualized to you, it could be 1,000 times easier to understand the use case rather than reading it. Secondly, we will highlight the most important area and aspect in the architect picture, and will predict what should be learned and what could be the question related to the same. So, first of all, let's draw the diagram. Please refer into the description. So, there is already now the multiple call location for data center of EHR Healthcare. One of them is about to be expired, the leasing contract. For the presentation layer, user or customer, including medical office, hospital, and insurance provider accessing via a web base. For calculating, many of them already containerized and running on Kubernetes cluster on-prem. For database layer, it is mixture of operational, relational, and NoSQL. Some examples also listed in the description. There is also the legacy file and API integration, which is not planned for migrate to cloud. For user management, it is using Microsoft Active Directory, and for monitoring is using open source. So if you go back to the solution, during the expansion, EHR Healthcare already decided themselves to move to Google Cloud. This is to serve 3 things: adapt to their plan, scale environment, and continuous deployment. So as the architect, it's also expected you to design each component of EHR Healthcare on-prem to be migrated to GCP, but of course using the native product from cloud. So let us go to more detail. Before starting with the business requirement and technical requirement, there are 2 things I would like to share. Number 1, healthcare industry, just like banking, is heavily regulated with strict compliance requirements for privacy and protection of sensitive personal data. So there might be some questions around security and compliance in the exam. Please get used to that. Second, due to the long journey to migrate to cloud, so it's already exiting a complex legacy environment. Until everything is got migrated 100%, so there will still be the hybrid environment with hybrid connection. And of course, there will be a question about the hybrid connection as well. So let's start with the business requirement. Requirement 1, 2, 5. To onboard the insurance provider as quickly as possible, to enhance the availability and reduce the latency, all related to the user experience enhancement for those who need access to Google Cloud solution. For 2, Increase the availability. Please remember that user is around the globe and they access via web base. So please consider HTTPS load balancer. For reduced latency requirement 5, please consider CDN for caching the data. Business requirement 3 provides centralized visibility and proactive action on system performance and usage. This refers to the stack driver monitoring and logging product from Google. 4 and 8 increase ability to provide insight to healthcare trends, make prediction, and generate a report. This referring to BigQuery and the use of machine learning. 6. Maintain the regulatory compliance. So this repeats the point that I just mentioned above, that regulatory compliance is really critical on healthcare. I will spend another slide just to speak about that. For 7. Decrease infrastructure administration costs or costs in general. Please refer yourself to serverless product, auto-scale, or using preemptible VM. So now, for the compliance requirement, business requirement 6. Again, healthcare industry is heavily regulated for privacy and protection of sensitive personal data. So please consider using private Google Kubernetes Engine cluster instead of public. For protect sensitive data, please consider data loss protection, DLP. For data encryption and key management, please consider KMS. Then also consider the logging retention for audit purpose as well. In the question, there will be more detail of how many years the data should be saved. So for that, you would be able to select the right product for data storing and for how long. Finally, I want to give you one takeaway. What if one user requests to delete their data in BigQuery, which is now being stored in the healthcare solution? Please think about that because this might be in your exam as well. So now for technical requirement. 1. Maintain legacy interface to ensure provider with connectivity to both on-prem system and cloud provider. This is actually referring to user can access to cloud endpoint for cloud product and APG for legacy application. 2. Provide consistent way to manage customer-facing applications that are container-based. They are special about this use case that Kubernetes cluster is actually being used in both data center of on-prem and GCP. So Anthos will be used to coordinate the two clusters together. Anthos is new product of Google, and this will be widely used because most of the case that the enterprise will not be migrated in Big Bang. There will still be the case that the cluster is still running in two environments, and therefore Anthos is needed. Question about Anthos will be displayed in the exam, so please read the documentation about that. 3. Provide secure and high-performance connection between on-prem and Google Cloud. So again, hybrid connection is critical, and there will be at least 5 questions about that. In this case, it's referring to dedicated interconnect. 4. Provide consistent logging, log retention, monitoring, alert capability. So here again, stack driver monitoring and logging. 5 and 6. Maintain and manage multiple container-based environment, dynamically scale and provision new environment. This is actually related to development and deployment process. So please get yourself familiar with CI/CD, Terraform, and Deployment Manager. Finally, create the interface to ingest and process data from new provider. There will be multiple ways to ingest the data: PubSub, data flow, storage. Depend on the question and the detail, you will be able to select the right product for that. Finally, With the combination of the business and technical requirement, you will see the final and the target of cloud architect. So now I would like to share with you one example of the question that could be displayed in your answer list. In your exam. Before that, please get used to the interface that you will see during your exam. On the left-hand side, you will see the question. With one of the hints for this question, please refer into EHR Healthcare Usecase. And below that is the question and the list of answers. On the right-hand side, you will be able to select the related use case. In this case, I already select EHR Healthcare for you. And here is the description, which you can see already now in the published website of Google. But please remember that there's no time for you to read it from beginning. So please get prepared before performing the exam. And now look into the question detail. A legacy app is in on-prem and cannot be migrated to cloud. However, it is still required to monitor this app. If the app is not responding, then update the URL as app is not available and then inform operational team. For option, using cloud error reporting, using cron job in cloud run it every minute, using cron job in cloud function, also run it in every minute. Finally, using cloud monitoring with uptime check. When it fails, then send a message to cloud PubSub, which trigger cloud function and switch the site to app is not available. So if you refer into the architect diagram, this is the legacy application which not be migrated to cloud. Still, there is the need to monitor whether it's still up and running from the cloud native product. For that reason, using cloud monitoring, uptime check, when failed, sending a message to cloud PubSub, which trigger cloud function and switch the site to application is not available. So I have presented to you the architecture picture of EHR Healthcare. I hope that it could be useful to you. Of course, there would be more questions, so please comment to the video below and also subscribe to our channel. We will upload more information soon. Thank you.